Okay, so there's a couple things I thought we could talk about. I thought we could talk about snacks. It is snack kind of week on the Sunday call. If we're having struggles with snacks, if we're not eating snacks, what we think snack food is. And the other thing is, I just thought we're going into a different season. And I know we already tried to talk about schedules one time, but instead of talking about schedules, I would like to talk about if anyone's struggling nutritionally or food wise or prepping or regular meals or whatever, just coming into a new season. So the things about snacks that I feel like snacks, unless you're one of those people who can get all your calories that your body needs packed into 3 meals, it's really hard to get the calories your body needs without snacks. I don't like eating big meals because I don't like feeling that full at one sitting, right? And so if I don't personally eat snacks throughout the day, I'm always low. And then at night, I'm either always low, or at night, because I'm low, I'm eating bites of this, a few this out of this box, a few of this out of this bag. Like I'm not kidding you ladies, as a snack, I was just at the grocery store because I went on a hike and then I went straight to Coach CrossFit. And so I had a long span. I haven't eaten in a long time. And so I was just at the grocery store buying some almond milk, and I grabbed a bag of Beano chips. If anyone's had those before, I was like, these sound so good. 5 grams of protein. Yeah, win. The best snack, probably not. The worst snack, probably not either. At least I just had like a few of those chips before I got home. And so I don't have to wait now another half an hour. So that's another thing that snacks are good for. If you can't eat right away, you can grab some kind of snack to, so you don't just keep spiraling into hunger. So let's open it up. We can talk about snacks, or we can talk about struggles.
Why do I always feel like I'm the first one to talk? The struggle's been real with COVID. I don't think I've had a Fitme plate at all in a week. So we get home Saturday. So next week is a fresh start. We're going to actually do a Fitme plate tonight. We're going to have steak and potatoes and zucchini. Nice. So there will be one tonight, but it has been a struggle to try to get the energy to cook.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's, one thing about that, Julie, is like, that's why we do this on a regular basis. So that when we have an off week, we're sick, something happens, we have family matters, or something comes up that it's like, it's just not happening. It's okay. It's okay. It's not going to like ruin all the stuff that you've already done. And so that is the glory of that. But I also like, now that you have like mustered up the energy, you're like, okay, I got the energy. I got it. Let's do this. And so I like that too. That's very cool. That's like being super honest with yourself, because it's easy once we get into this routine and we're tired. It's easy to just kind of keep saying, well, I still don't feel like it. I still don't feel like it. And I feel like once we get out of practice, even if it's just for a week, it's like a struggle to get back into it. So
yeah, it's been a long week. There's been lots of snacks, not really healthy snacks either, but we've done watermelon and carrots and ranch, but a lot of it's been chips or crackers, and meals have been like soup and whatever, the feel good stuff. So.
Mm-hmm. Soups are good. I like soups. Soups are good.
I'll go next. So I also just got over COVID. And it was like during the week that I had it, I didn't really feel bad, but my body was craving more carbs. And so the carbs in the house, of course, are snacks. And so I felt like I was eating more, I don't even know that they were snacks, but a lot more bread and stuff like that. But that kind of kept me craving more of those type of things.
Mhm.
I tried to eat fruit, you know, if it was available, but I wanted like chips and stuff like that as well, like the salty, carby snacks. Not so much chocolate or even sugar, but just carbs. And I'm finding this week, because this is the week that I'm getting back on track, that I'm still wanting snacks. And so I'm reaching more for stuff like nuts, and they're healthy snacks, you know, it's not like setting me back or anything, but I feel like I'm just wanting more snacks. So I don't know if that's just my body still recovering, that it wants more calories, or if it's just me eating them because they're there.
I know. I've always found that like every time I'm sick, like I use this example a lot because it was like a hellacious sickness. I got this like gastrointestinal flu that lasted like 6 days. This was like 4 years ago or something. It was horrible. I barely eat, all the things. But as soon as I started kind of feeling better, all I wanted was the same things. All I wanted was carbs. I wanted chips. I wanted bread. I wanted like, I remember I had like an English muffin, like right out the gate. Like I was like, that just sounds so good. And I feel like it's just when our body gets sick and it's like, we don't think we're doing anything because we're like just tired and we're laying around. We're like, how are we even burning calories? But like really inside, the body's like trying to fight off whatever's going on, right? Especially if we have a fever. And so I feel like since carbs are our body's preferred energy source, I feel like that's why we crave carbs, because we're like, even though we feel like we're just sitting there doing nothing, the inside of our body's doing something, right? And so the double-edged sword, I feel like with that is like, once we get on like this carb thing and this snacky thing, it kind of becomes a habit. And it's so bizarre. Why are like habits we don't want so catch on so easy? Like good habits we, do want, we're like, this is taking forever. I don't get it. And so I think there is something to like, I don't think it's just when we're sick, we want carbs for the fun of it. I think there's really something to like, we want it because it's our body's preferred energy source. And then it kind of goes along with like carbs are sugar. Bottom line, carbs are sugar, right? Whether some are more quality or not, they're sugar. And so then I think that's kind of where that habit thing comes in. Like the body's like, oh, give me more of that sugar stuff. I actually like that a lot. And then it's hard to break. But going for the fat, I feel like fat is more satisfying also because it has more calories per gram. And so I think that that's like a good way. Amy told me this. This is Amy Science, okay? It's Coach Amy Science. She said, when you're craving sugar, have fat. So maybe there's something to that. You know what I mean? It satisfies you more. It's not a sugar to keep the sugar cycle going. And so it's interesting, Amy Science. I like it.
So I think I'm having the opposite problem. I'm not snacking at all. Pretty much because I have my Fitme plate template. Like I'm being very strict's not the right word, but I want to stick to what I'm doing. And I don't really know the right snacks to have. So I'm afraid of what I'm snacking on. I've got so many different things in my head, maybe I should eat nuts, maybe I should eat veggies, maybe I should eat, whatever it is. But I don't want to mess anything up. So I'm not really snacking. So any suggestions and, some guidance on that is appreciated.
Are you, just out of curiosity, Jen? Hi, I'm Leah, Jen. It's nice
Hi.
to see you. I hear names all the time. It's really nice to see your face. Are you, like, a couple things? Are you like in a weight loss season, in a maintenance season, just getting a good routine season down?
So the ultimate goal is weight loss. But I'm just now like really getting serious and like leaning into it. And the routine is important. So I don't know that snacks are necessarily a part of the routine, but like today I had meetings all afternoon, and perhaps if I had some carrots or something to snack on before it got to, lunchtime where I was like, oh my God, I'm starving. Like that would be helpful to me, I think.
Yes.
But yeah, it's definitely like working on the habits, and then my ultimate goal is weight
Yes.
loss for sure.
I like it. If you are feeling like before lunchtime, like I am starving, the chances you need a snack are high. And you don't have to overcomplicate it at first. Like the perfect snack would be like a mini Fitme plate, right? In a perfect world,
Mhm.
right? But also like if you're working, if you're between meetings, if you're whatever, like a rice cake with peanut butter is great. Or a protein shake with a rice cake and peanut butter is great. And so it's like, we don't have to overthink, like we have to have like these perfect foods for a snack, because
Right.
sometimes getting the food in is more important. Kind of like when I do that and I lose track of my time, or I'm really busy and I'm not eating enough, what happens to me is I'm binging on food at night. Like I'm making up
Mhm.
for it at
Right.
night, but it's still not as satisfying. It's kind of this thing, like when we skip meals or snacks too often and we continually get into this hunger thing, like we're trying to chase that all day long, but
Right.
we'll never get it back. We'll never get it back. Even when I binge out on things at night and I'm like, oh, chips. Nope, it wasn't chips. Oh, cookies. It wasn't cookies. Oh, Cheez-Its. I never quite feel satisfied. And it's because I already lost that energy. I
Right.
lost it earlier in the day and I can't get it back. And so that's kind of the thing that I would just start paying attention to at the end of the night. Like, how am I feeling? Am I feeling snacky? Why am I feeling snacky? What did I eat today? Well, I didn't have a snack at all today. So like not worrying too much about making it like the perfect snack versus just like a rice cake, peanut butter and a protein shake, or a yogurt with fruit or some nuts in it, or, something more like that. Just so that you're fueling your body, because also the important thing about going into weight loss season, if we're not eating enough,
Right.
it's really hard to take calories away from that. And so
Mhm.
that's a reason why snacks can be really important, unless you're like eating like 700 calorie meals a day, which is a lot of food in one sitting. And that's hard to eat.
Yeah, and I think right now, because I'm like still in the beginning stages, like I'm not eating as much food as I should, because I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, I don't really want this, but I know that this is what I should be eating.
Yeah. And
Like I have that taste of like, I really want some broccoli today. Like that's not happening yet. So I'm probably not consuming enough calories,
Yes.
at each meal. If anything, I'm probably protein heavy at this point. But yeah, I don't think eating enough calories is where I'm at. So the snacks are definitely going to help me get there.
Yes. 100%. 100%.
Jen, and one thing that Leah taught me, she's my coach. One thing that she taught me was to, because I was kind of the same way, trying to figure out where the snacks fit when I was at work. And she said, just kind of schedule it, I guess. And I started doing that. So, I have my breakfast fairly early because I get up early. And then I would get to work and I was starving right before lunch. And so like an hour, 2 hours, before lunch, I would have a little snack. And whether I really wanted it or not, or felt like I needed it just to get those calories in. And I think it really helped, because by the time lunch came, I was ready for lunch. It wasn't
Right.
like this starvation feeling where you feel like you just need to eat everything. But I just tried to schedule the snacks in between, somewhere in between. And I think that really helped me a lot too, especially when you get busy at work and it's hard to figure out where the snack needs to fit in.
Yeah, I'm almost thinking like the snack would be better in the later afternoon, since I'm doing my walks, around like 5:30. So like maybe like a 3:30, 4 o'clock ish, just to like help me get enough energy to get my walk in to then do dinner. I think that's probably where I'll try and fit something in, I think.
Yeah. I like that because I did that when I worked. That's what I did too. And I always put an ish behind the time, but like, I ate breakfast at 6-ish. I ate a snack around 10-ish. I ate my lunch around 12:30-ish. And just like Marlena said, it's just a helpful cue to be like, oh, I've got to eat something instead of like letting your body tell you. Because when we start not eating enough, the body, sometimes it just goes into fine to all of a sudden starving, right? It's like, oh, I'm not hungry. An hour later, it's like, I need like the whole foot long right now. And so sometimes, especially when we're just starting out, like getting into a good food routine, we can't really trust our body's cues. We have to kind of give it the cue and let it get with the program. And it will, it happens really fast.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks for the ideas, guys.
No, thanks for everything you said. That was very insightful and good stuff. Anything else? I've been sucking at my snacks too. I'm not gonna lie, ladies. I needed this snack week. But also a thought is like, sometimes I suck at my snack because I'm drinking caffeine. And so kind of being aware if anybody else here drinks caffeine throughout the day is like, sometimes our body's not hungry because we tricked it with caffeine. Does anybody have any ideas of a topic they would like to talk about next week?
Can we talk about water?
Yeah, we can talk about water right now. We have 10 minutes.
I just feel like I know that water's hydrating and our bodies need it, but like when like Amy is always pushing me to drink my water, and she's like, you need to push it, you need to flush it out. But I really didn't, like, I don't understand how does drinking more water help me? I mean, I get that I'm peeing. I don't know, like the electrolytes and what counts as water,
What are you
like,
trying to flush out? She said you gotta flush
like
it
when,
out.
like if I have a weekend and I have pizza and more stuff that is not like on my regular basis, and then I start to feel, I just like, ugh. She's like, how much water are you drinking?
It is true. Okay, think about this. And every cell in our body is made up of like what, at least 80% water. And so, first of all, when we don't drink, when our cells aren't fully hydrated, we can't work optimally. We can't digest optimally. We can't our organs don't go, we don't poop, all the things, right? And I mean, I could name a million things. And so when things are hydrated and working at their full capacity, our body is running more optimally. And so whether you're actually flushing things out, which you probably are flushing things out, right? Because you're flushing things out your digestive system and out of your body and through your respiratory and all the things. And that's kind of also how we can lose inflammation. And so when our body's working more optimally, and that is what water allows us to do, right? It's not just quenching our thirst. It's like hydrating our cells and our bodies. I mean, has anybody's skin noticed your skin looks better when you're constantly drinking more water? Like, it's because our cells are fully hydrated. And so I don't know if that's helpful or not, but that is the number one reason. Like, our bodies are primarily made up of water. And what constitutes water? What counts as water. I mean, I think that everything counts as water, but like, I mean, I know people who don't drink that much water and they drink like my sister lives off like a Pepsi and coffee. Like, and I'm not that much water but she still lives just fine. Right. And so I think everything counts a little bit towards your water, but nothing's really water unless it's water. Sparkling water does count, but try not to get your full gallon out of sparkling water. And by all honest, means like I just went to the naturopath and we talked about water and I'm like, oh, I track my water. Like I drink this much water. And she's like, well, who's to say you really need that much water? Like, is your pee clear? Are you feeling good? How's your inflammation? Like all these kind of markers that tell yourself you're hydrated. And so she's like, so sometimes you can go off of that. Like I know in a day when I'm like, oh, I didn't drink enough water today. And sometimes when I feel like I do drink enough water, sometimes it's 90 ounces and sometimes it's 126 ounces. So it's like, just having like a range to shoot through and then realizing, like I've said this before, the great thing about Fitme is like, I don't know. The great thing about Fitme is it's making us become aware of our bodies and what we put in it and what makes us feel good and what doesn't make us feel good. And so water is one of those things. Like monitor your water. Notice when you drink maybe a little bit less, like what's too low, what's high, what's your sweet spot. And so that's kind of what I would say about like the water intake. It's just the same as anything else. Pay attention to it. Pay attention to what makes you feel good. Pay attention on the days like I did not drink enough water today, how much that really was. Are you horrible at drinking water?
No, I get about 80 ounces, so I don't feel like that's horrible.
No, I don't feel like that's horrible either.
I was just wondering, and I really didn't know like what electrolytes do for us. Like what does that help replenish our muscles? Like, is that good to drink after working out?
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, Marlena, because maybe a little bit about electrolytes that I don't know, but I know we need electrolytes for our bodies to function properly. Like my dog, and this is totally like maybe a random thought, but it taught me something about electrolytes. My dog has Addison's disease, and that is which the adrenal gland, and humans can get this too. So it's not just like a weird analogy. It's like where the adrenal glands don't secrete enough cortisol so that when you have stressors, there's nothing there to take care of it. And so when he crashed, he was like really low in electrolytes. And that was the first thing they wanted to do so that they could get his body functioning. And so I know it does. I know that electrolytes are needed for like for functions of the body. Am I correct on that, Marlena? Do you know?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know a lot about electrolytes, but yeah, I don't think it's something that you have to necessarily replenish every day. I think when you're dehydrated and you're not feeling well, or if you're sick, in cases like that, then yes, give yourself some extra electrolytes. But I don't really think it's something that you have to like have every single day, unless you're like really active or,
and it's
doing things where you would, or you have a deficiency, but you don't really know you have a deficiency unless they test you for that. But
I'm Googling it.
Real,
I'm going to get you an answer for this.
Real quick, I was told that anything counts as water as long as it doesn't contain caffeine, because caffeine is dehydrating. Or it's super sugary, like
yes,
Pepsi.
And I don't disagree with that. Yeah. And I don't disagree with that, but nothing takes the place of actual water.
Exactly.
Like Kool-Aid or
you don't want all that sugar and Kool-Aid anyway in your body. That just causes more trouble. Diabetes and all kinds of things you're setting yourself up for.
So this is what it says. Sorry, my family just came home and got really loud. Help your body regulate chemical reactions, maintain the balance between fluids inside and outside your cells, and more. So there you go. But like Marlena said, unless you're like hiking in the 90-degree heat, playing football in 100 degrees, all those
Yeah.
things, you're probably.
And like with my water goal, I have a goal of a gallon a day, but I don't necessarily always drink the full gallon. Sometimes I could drink less, and I can tell that I'm hydrated enough. Like Leah said, sometimes just when you use the bathroom, you can see that your pee is clear. You're getting enough water, you know? But if you go and it's like bright orange, then you're probably not. But I could just feel it. I don't know. I feel better when I drink more, but I can also tell when it's too much. And you can get too much water. That's possible too. I know some people can drink 2 gallons and be okay with it, but I don't know.
Am I frozen, ladies?
A little bit. Robot, we can hear you now.
Can you hear my voice?
A little bit.
Like, no respect that I'm on a Zoom call. No, just kidding. Okay. Like, sorry, I got a really distracting for me. Like, everybody came in like herd of wild animals, which they are. Not too much, not too little, just the right amount. Can you guys hear me? Because everybody on my screen is frozen.
Yeah, you're moving.
I can
now.
hear you.
Okay.
We can hear you. You just a
Literally
little bit frozen.
Every person is frozen.
Oh.
Okay. Good talk, ladies. If anybody has anything they want to talk about, please message me or whatever, and we'll talk about it.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Thanks, ladies. Nice to
Bye.
see you.
Bye.
next
Thank
week.
you.